Two cities, same games, completely different businesses. And if you think Macau is just the Vegas of Asia, you've been sold a lazy headline. Because the truth is, these two places make money in ways that barely resemble each other, and the gap between them tells you everything about who really runs modern gambling. Let me lay it out. Macau, a peninsula smaller than San Francisco, currently pulls more gambling revenue than Las Vegas. Not double, not triple. At its peak year, pre-pandemic, Macau's casinos brought in over $45 billion in gross gaming revenue. Vegas, in the same window, was doing roughly a seventh of that on the Strip. And going into this year, analysts tracking Wynn Resorts and the other cross-listed operators project Macau's gross gaming revenue to grow around 6%, while Vegas crawls at about 1%. Same company, same brand on the door. Two economies moving at completely different speeds. So how does a former Portuguese fishing village outpunch the most famous gambling city on Earth? Follow the money. Follow the geography. Follow the customer. Start with the customer, because that's where everything splits. Walk onto the casino floor at the Venetian Macau, the largest casino building in the world, over 51,000 square meters of gaming space, roughly 800 tables and thousands of slots, and count the people at the tables versus the people at the shops. It's not close. In Macau, more than 80% of a resort's revenue comes from gaming. 8 out of every $10. The buffet, the mall, the gondola ride upstairs, that's the garnish. The steak is baccarat. Now walk onto the Vegas Strip on a Friday night in this decade and run the same experiment. Roughly a third of Strip revenue comes from the casino floor. The rest? Rooms, restaurants, concerts, clubs, sportsbook bars, sneaker boutiques, arena tickets. Vegas quietly became an entertainment city that happens to have gambling. Macau stayed a gambling city that happens to have entertainment. That's not a style choice, that's demographics. 90% of Macau's visitors come from mainland China, and most of them are day trippers. They land, they play, they eat, they leave. They didn't fly across an ocean to see a residency, they came to bet. And the house built the entire floor around that behavior. High table minimums, baccarat everywhere, private VIP salons upstairs where a single hand can move more money than a Vegas high-limit room sees in a night. And here's the thing most people don't know. Baccarat, not blackjack, not craps, not slots, is the engine of the entire Macau economy. In Vegas, baccarat is a side dish. In Macau, it's basically the whole menu. Why? Cultural preference, low decision-making, fast rounds, and a house edge low enough to feel beatable to a high roller. That combination is why junket operators, the middlemen who bring in whales, extend credit, and collect debts back on the mainland, became the most powerful players in the room for 2 full decades. Which brings us to how this whole machine got built. Because none of it was inevitable. Macau was Portuguese from the mid-1500s until 1999. Gambling was legalized there in 1847, over a century before the Flamingo opened in Vegas. For 40 years, from 1962 onward, one man held the monopoly, Stanley Ho. His company, STDM, ran every legal casino on the peninsula. He turned back-alley gambling dens into chandelier-lit rooms and earned the nickname the Gambling King of Macau. One family, one license, one city. Then in 2002, the monopoly ended. The government opened the market to foreign operators, and an American named Sheldon Adelson did something everyone in the industry called insane. He built the Sands Macau. It cost him roughly $265 million to plan and build. The Sands Macau earned that entire construction cost back in under a year. Under a year. There is no comparable payback in the history of the casino business. That single number is why every major Vegas operator, Wynn, MGM, Melco, Galaxy, sprinted east to build on what became the Cotai Strip, Macau's answer to the Vegas Strip, only bigger and denser. By 2006, 4 years after liberalization, Macau had already passed Vegas in gross gaming revenue. Not gradually, in a straight line up. And that leads to the second thing nobody explains properly. Macau isn't just a city with casinos, It's the only place in the People's Republic of China where casino gambling is legal. 1. Legal zone. Sitting on the doorstep of 1.4 billion people. That's the moat. That's the whole story in one sentence. Vegas competes with tribal casinos, riverboats, Atlantic City, online sportsbooks, and every state that keeps loosening its gambling laws. Macau competes with nothing on the mainland. Now, quick honest aside, because I know some of you are watching this and thinking, okay, all these stories make me want to actually play a hand somewhere. I've been around enough shady rooms to be picky. If I sit down, I only sit at licensed places I've vetted myself. Payouts never stall, support answers, and I've never been played sideways once. Where exactly? I left in the description. Back to the story. Because the story has a shadow side and you should hear it. Macau's economy is dangerously dependent on the tables. Gaming makes up roughly 80% of tax revenue, and gambling in total accounts for something like 95% of the local economy. When Beijing decides to tighten the screws, anti-corruption crackdowns, visa restrictions, junket investigations, Macau doesn't wobble, it crashes. In January of 2023, a Macau judge sentenced junket king Alvin Chow to 18 years in prison. His arrest effectively ended the golden era of the VIP room, and the industry had to pivot hard toward the mainland middle class and the mass market. That pivot is still happening. Vegas has none of that concentration risk. If the tables go cold, the arena still sells out. The pool club still charges 4 figures for a cabana. The convention floor still books. That's the whole point of diversification. The Strip built airbags, Macau built a rocket. And here's the human cost, because we can't leave this out. When your business is 80% gaming, and your best customers are whales chasing rebates and comps, you are, by design, farming addiction. Terrence Watanabe, the Nebraska businessman who sold his stake in Oriental Trading, lost around $204 million during a single Vegas run. In 2007, he was reportedly responsible for close to 20% of Caesars Palace's revenue. One man, 1/5 of the house's number. That's the business model in a nutshell. And Macau ran an even more concentrated version of it for years through junket credit lines that made Watanabe's Vegas nights look small. Quick tip while we're on player mechanics. If you ever sit at a blackjack table anywhere in the world, look at the felt before the chips go down. 3-2 pays 150% on a natural. 6-5 pays 20. Same game, same rules, wildly different math. Casinos in both cities quietly shifted more tables to 6-5 over the last decade. That's not a coincidence. That's the edge tightening while nobody complains. So, 2 empires, 2 philosophies. Vegas sells you a weekend. Macau sells you a seat. Vegas wants your attention. Macau wants your action. One built a diversified entertainment machine on the back of a gambling city. The other built a pure gambling economy on the back of a colonial port and the largest population on Earth. Which model do you think survives the next 20 years? The diversified strip or the concentrated peninsula betting everything on the tables? Drop your call in the comments. If this kind of breakdown is what you come here for, you already know what to do.